everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing combined monthly favorites for the months of April and May. The first thing that I have is the Lakme Absolute Gloss Stylist in the shade Coral Sunset. This shade is part of the Lakme Absolute Illusion collection designed by Rajesh Pratap Singh. Orange, coral and red are my three favorite colors to wear on my lips, and this is just the perfect kind of coral. It's a somewhat peachy coral with lots of gold micro shimmer. The formula is quite lovely too, and I'm someone who usually hates all glosses, so this is a bigger deal. It has a good staying power on your lips, but at the same time it's not sticky or tacky in any way, and it's very comfortable to wear. Your hair doesn't get stuck on your lips, and overall it's quite the winner. It is somewhat on the pricier side for a lip gloss, but if you want superior formula and something comfortable that you would love and you like the color, I think that it's worth it. There are a few other colors in this range too, but this one is undoubtedly my favorite. Now let's talk summer base products. I have been loving the MAC Studio Fix Powder Foundation with the Real Techniques Buffing Brush. I mentioned this in my last favorites video, but when summer hit, it just became really impossible to wear liquid foundation because first of all, my skin became much more oilier, and then it's really hot and humid the moment you step outside, and if you put liquid foundation, pretty sure it will melt off very soon. So most days when I'm going out, I just don't wear any makeup, but on days when I want to look a little bit better, this powder foundation has been coming to my rescue. I got matched to the shade NC 44.5, and so far this seems to be a very good match to my skin tone. I like that the compact is very travel friendly. It's a very solid, nice looking compact. It shuts tightly, but it's not hard to open either. You just give this thing a little push and the lid opens up. On the top layer there's quite a big mirror and the powder, and when you lift this up there's a sponge to apply the powder underneath. For the last couple of months I've just been putting concealer on my under eyes and spots and then applying this all over my face. Usually before getting out of the house, I apply it with the Real Techniques Buffing Brush, which is part of the Core collection, I think, because it's just the right kind of brush to apply powders. It's dense and fluffy, and I prefer using this to the sponge. But I don't carry this brush in my purse because it will probably get squished. So when I'm outside, I just touch up with the sponge provided. Overall, this compact seems to be made for people who want a light summer base and who want to touch up throughout the day on the go. And so I'm quite happy with this, and I'm sure that I'll use it throughout the warmer months. So now let's move on to skincare. Something that I've really loved since the beginning of April is this ZI True White Day Cream. It's a brand by Shiseido that just launched in India in mid-April. This is supposed to be a very moisturizing day cream with SPF 20. It has quite a strong scent of lilies. When we were on holiday in Goa, I asked my mum to try it too, so that we could both try it with our individual skin types, since it's not meant for any specific skin, and I asked her to tell me what she thought of it as well. It's very rich, and since she has kind of normal to drier skin, she really loved it. She found it to be very moisturizing, and it made her skin very soft, and she couldn't stop touching her face. The SPF 20 doesn't leave any kind of white cast. It smells nice and it feels nice. Me on the other hand, I liked it too, but the only problem that I had with it was that it might be a little too rich for my skin. And when I put this on, I look a little shiny before I even leave the house. But I usually just put on some powder on top of it, and that solves things, and I no longer look shiny, and I'm good to go. I think it will be more suitable for me to use daily without even putting makeup on top of it in the cooler months, because my skin is drier then. But for oily skin, just on its own, it is a little too rich, and it does make your face look a little too oily on its own. And since you need a little bit of it every day, 40 grams will last you for quite a while. Next, you have to know it's summer because I have two different sunscreens which I love for different reasons. The first one is the Wishy Mattifying Face Fluid Dry Touch Skin Cell Sun Protection for combination to oily skin, and it's SPF 50 from their Capital Soleil range, which is especially formulated for sensitive skin. This is the first ever sunscreen that I bought, but it's still my favorite one for my face. So this is a mattifying face fluid which is dry to touch, and it's also especially formulated for sensitive skin. It's perfect for me, and you cannot go wrong with SPF 50 broad spectrum protection. So I need a sunscreen that mattifies my skin too, so that I'm not forced to wear makeup on top of it. Some days I can just put the sunscreen and get out of the house. Nothing much to say other than that. I have no complaints. If you also have oily skin like me and you're looking for a good face sunscreen for the summers, I'd highly recommend this one. And the next one is the Neutrogena Ultra Sheer Dry Touch Sunblock, also SPF 50 broad spectrum protection. And this is supposed to be an ultra light, clean feel, and it leaves skin soft, smooth, and it's also waterproof. In day-to-day life right now in Mumbai, it is so hot when you get out of the house in the afternoons, so it leads to a lot of sweating, and if you sweat that much, your sunscreen can come off too. But since this is waterproof, it resists rub off and it doesn't come off easily. And at 500 rupees for 88 ml, this is one of the most value for money sunscreens that you will ever get. Now I have the last skincare item for the month. It's the Wishy Thermal Spa Water. It's just supposed to be water in a can, but it's got from some springs in France, and it's usually high in a lot of beneficial minerals. Quite a few brands make this kind of thermal spa water. There's La Roche-Posay, Wishy, Aven, and I think even the Body Shop. Since this was one of the cheaper ones, I decided to give it a try, and I used it on and off during the winter months, but I didn't really see the purpose of it until it became summer. This is supposed to be a multi-purpose product that is especially beneficial for sensitive skin. You can use it as the last step in your cleanse, tone, moisturize routine, or just at any point during the day to refresh your skin. Apparently you can use it to soothe not just your face but rashes or burns on your body. I'm almost done with this can, and I already have a second can waiting. All of the makeup and skincare is done, and now I'm moving on to the last item, which is the snack. It's the Unibic Scotch Finger Shortbread Cookie. They don't look that great, and you know, the butter on the packet didn't really entice me at first. But then someone urged me to try it, and so I did, and oh my god, just so wonderfully light, buttery and crumbly, and it just melts in your mouth. It's so yummy. I am completely hooked onto these biscuits, and I always need to have a stock of them at home. But seriously, these biscuits are good, and I can't go through the whole pack alone in one sitting. I shouldn't, and I usually don't, but I can. So that's it. Those are all of my favorites for the months of April and May. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you'd like to be notified of further videos by me.